Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ryan Whyte with the Ryan Whyte Team.
And I'm Dan Hrey with the Dan Hrey Team at Fairway.
And we're back here again today. We want to chat with you and talk to you a little bit about the pre-qualification process when you're buying a home. It is crucial. It's really the most important part in starting that process. And there's a couple misnomers, misconceptions, and just some points that we want to touch on because, again, it's the most important part of starting the home buying process. So right now in this market that we're dealing with, inventory is low. So not being pre-qualified and looking at homes is just one of the worst things you can do. So we want to talk about why it's so important. It makes your position as a buyer so strong when you actually have the Arizona Association of Realtors pre-qualification form filled out by a lender and you're ready to go. So tell us, Dan, a little bit about what the process looks like, because to start off, I always tell my people before we even get in the car and go look at a house, it's one of those things we have to do this right out the gate, and it's because otherwise I'm wasting my time and you're wasting yours, and I don't want to do that with anybody. So tell me what buyers are going to need to start that process.
Great question. So typically you're going to need, we call it 2, 2, 2, and 2. So you're going to need 2 years tax returns, including 2 years of W-2s, last 2 pay stubs, and then last 2 months bank statements or a quarterly bank statement for all of your assets. When I say assets, it doesn't mean a car that's paid in full. Assets are going to mean retirement accounts, checking accounts, savings accounts, brokerage accounts, money markets, etc. And we want all of it because to be approved for a loan, oftentimes we need what's called reserves, which is funds that aren't necessarily liquid, but are used in case of a rainy day. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, they want to see a couple months reserves in the bank somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm experiencing in this market right now, when I'm taking buyers out, having the pre-qualification form filled out, it puts the buyer in the strongest position. Because what I'm experiencing is that there's multiple offers on some of these properties. The listing agents are calling the lender to make sure that the buyer is strongly qualified, as they say, that so they're doing their homework. And a lot of times when you've got this multiple offer situation, it can sometimes put the buyer ahead of the game. If someone is just out looking at homes and it's, you've done it on a hug and a handshake and you're taking them out and they find something they like and then you're scrambling trying to get them pre-qualified, and then they might fall in love with the home and they can't even pre-qualify for it. So I think it's so important, and I'm telling people that it's right out the gate. And I think some people don't understand that this is actually a part of our contract. It's part of it. Yes. It needs to be there.
I'll show the form really quick. It is an Arizona-based form required in the state of Arizona for a realtor to make an offer. So I will tell you Lisa's going to tell you over and over, but from a lender standpoint, you will get offers accepted based on the strength of your pre-qualification form and your pre-approval. Absolutely. All the realtors that I deal with on the listing side or the buy side are not going to even consider things. Some of the listing agents won't let people in a home without a PQF form.
And that's happened. We have had homes where people say, I want to know that they're pre-qualified. I've had that question asked to me. And so you don't want to be out there and lying and just saying, yes, we're looking. And you want to know that the people you're taking out have had that conversation. They know what's in store for them. And it just starts that whole process off on the right foot. So let's talk about what time frame, what that looks like. So if someone's wanting to buy a home, when should they get started with this pre-qualification process?
Great question. So I tell people that if you think you're interested in making offers on a home within the next 12 months, there's no reason we should not start the process.
Yeah, I think absolutely. The thing that's happening a lot is, the power of the internet. So there's all these sites and people start looking and then they think, let's get out and look at a home. And again, not having that pre-qualification form, it's a detriment to the process. So even if a year out seems far and you think, oh my goodness, I'm so far out from it, it's not too soon to call, because there could be things that pop up that you didn't even know about as a buyer that show up maybe on your credit report, and then there's still time to repair that. Dan can actually help with all of that and getting things so when you are ready to pull the trigger on a home, you've got all your ducks in a row.
Yep.
And
so what we do is,
go ahead.
What we do is we call it incubating your client or your buyer with you or for you. And what we mean by that is, once we get your credit ran, we get all of your income and asset documents. From then on, we really just ask to get updated pay stubs, updated bank statements if you're in the shopping process. If you're not in the shopping process, you just have to understand that, if you don't go shop for 30, 60, 90 days, we'll need to get those documents updated.
Mm-hmm.
But something that Lisa brought up in regards to credit and not knowing what's on your credit, people don't run their credit typically every day or every month for any reason. And a lot of credit monitoring companies that are out there, even the ones that people pay for sometimes, aren't necessarily a full tri-merge credit run. In the mortgage business, doing home loans, we use something called a mid-FICO score.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is we pull all three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and we take the middle score out of the three. Oftentimes when you go buy a car, for example, they're just using one of those bureaus or two. Even when you're having your credit card monitor your credit, it's never a true mid-FICO.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons to get pre-approved, but I think the importance of it, especially right now with no inventory, is crucial.
Yeah, and having everything ready to go so that when that house comes on, you're ready to move. I had it happen this weekend where, we were first ones and we had our pre-qualification forms ready, and had we been trying to maneuver that situation and trying to chase down a lender on the weekend and get that pre-qual form, my buyers had it, they were ready to go, they got their houses under contract. So that's what you want to happen. Now, here's another question, because I'm sure you hear this, I hear this. People sometimes have this fear of I don't want my credit run, don't pull it, I'll tell you, I know what my FICO is, all of that stuff. And there's this, I don't even want to call it maybe a stigma, but can you do this without running my credit? And what does that look like for you on that end? Can you issue this pre-qual form without pulling someone's credit?
We can issue the pre-qual form, but we would have to check off the no box that says we have not pulled credit, which pretty much makes your form
a little weaker. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say no good.
Yeah.
And for generally, guys, for people that have good credit, it's not going to hurt you. That's what you need to understand. And especially in my world, I don't get anything for running your credit. I mean, a big thing we need to point out here is getting pre-approved does not cost anything. It does not obligate you to anything. It really just allows me the opportunity to earn your business, as well as more importantly, puts you in the best position to get an accepted offer. Absolutely.
It's crucial.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just some little nuggets of wisdom that we think are important, because again, it starts everything off on the right foot and makes everyone's jobs easier when we've got all of our ducks in a row. And, again, we're dealing with the market. We know the inventory is low, so having everything prepared and ready to go is crucial. And so that's where Dan is my right-hand man in these situations. He's got people pre-qualified and ready to go for me, and then it makes my job easier, and I can be the hero when we get the house under contract for these people. But really, they've done that first step of the process that's so important.
Yeah, so I think realtors should just be in the practice of sending them over right away to get pre-approved. The other piece that I'd like to bring up is that if you do have credit challenges, or if you're not sure of your credit, that's even more reason to just start the process. Within 12 months. It might sound crazy, but trust me, it's not. I have a credit team that can happily give you a credit review, credit plan. For example, if you're not a 620 and you need to be to get a loan done, we can give you a 90-day plan to help you get there. We have that team
Yeah.
in place.
So take advantage of that situation, because it's going to help you, and it just gets you ready for the next step and taking advantage of this market. And so it's a no-brainer for the people that, you know, they don't know where they stand, and knowledge is power. So absolutely. Thank you so much. We're so happy you guys tuned in. Thank you. We're going to be here again next week, and we'll have a different topic. So if you have any questions, just let us know what we can chat about, and we look forward to interacting with you guys.
Ask questions. We're here for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.